What's up everyone, and welcome back to another Pokemon X and Pokemon Y Wi-Fi battle. So this is a free-for-all battle against DuncanKneeDeep, and GCPM11. And free-for-all is, it says multi-battle, but that's because there is no free-for-all. Every man for themselves. John gets to attack me, I get to attack Josh, Josh gets to attack DuncanKneeDeep. Duncan can attack anyone he wants. So, looking at everyone's team, I tried going a bit hyper-offensive and then having a Porygon at the end. And it looks like everyone has pretty much the same idea, except Duncan, who has pretty much a Trick Room team. Everyone is slow, but is bulky and annoying. And he has a pretty unique set on all three of his Pokemon. But Josh, if you notice, Josh and I have like a really similar team, and you'll see how that comes into play after, but you'll see. So I'm going to lead off with Nidoking, John's going to lead off with Magnezone, Duncan's going to lead off with Reuniclus, and Josh is going to lead off with Manectric. And I'm getting way too ahead of myself. So I chose Nidoking because Nidoking actually has Protect and Sludge Wave, which can hit everyone, has a 10% chance of poisoning everyone. It's not as good as just Discharge, which has a 30% chance 3 times. But with Protect, it can stall out if it does get a poison. And if you attack a Pokemon that's protecting, you can easily get screwed over because you're wasting an entire turn while 3 potential attackers can be aiming for you. So Nidoking is obviously a threat. Manectric is also a threat, but Nidoking can hit all 3 of these Pokemon super effectively if it has the right moveset. So I'm running a special Nidoking. Right off the bat, Throw's going to use this Magnezone and Flamethrower the Magnezone to death. And you're going to notice I actually use Earth Power on the Magnezone as well because I just wanted it out of there. Because I was with John when he was building the Magnezone, and I was sure that was the substitute set, and I didn't want him setting up a substitute. Although it's not that bad because in a free-for-all you could have all 3 attacking a sub Pokemon. But I'm actually going to Protect here because I knew everyone would be aiming for me next. And Duncan's actually running a physical Reuniclus with Power Punch. It's Adamant with Power Punch and Normal Gem Explosion. So what that does is it will pack a punch. And with Trick Room, the whole point of it, he mentions in the battle, is the whole point is you use Trick Room and then you explode. And if you get the proper chance to set up Power Punch, you would Power Punch then explode. And the whole reason for that is he wants a safe switch into either his Dusclops or his Ampharos. And you can't really switch into a Pokemon or else you're screwed over in a free-for-all because, again, 3 potential attackers could be aiming for you. And you're switching into that Pokemon because you think that it can have an advantage over the other 3. And if that dies, then you're at a disadvantage. So, everyone almost at, well, Duncan and John both lose a Pokemon that turn. Josh is going to switch out into his defensive wall. And look at this. Porygon 2 traces Haxorus' Mold Breaker. And then Ampharos decides to Mega Evolve and also get Mold Breaker. Everyone here is having a Mold Breaker party, and I'm stuck here with Sheer Force. But wait, I have Sheer Force. No wonder I couldn't poison anyone. This is probably the second battle I used this Nidoking in, so that makes a lot of sense. So that's why you would, I guess, in 1v1 use Sludge Wave over Sludge Bomb, because the secondary effect really doesn't matter. So Duncan says he made a mistake here. He didn't mean to go for the Volt Switch, but he Volt Switches on the Haxorus, taking it to just about 50%. And I'm actually going to go for the Sludge Wave just to hit everyone and possibly get a poison. And I only realize now that I have Sheer Force, so it makes sense how I couldn't poison anyone. But I'm going to get a critical hit on the Haxorus, and it's going to take it out. So I'm not sure if critical hits in double, triple, or multi-battles, because critical hits will get rid of, like, let's say you use Draco Meteor and your attack goes down 2 stages. A critical hit would ignore that stat change and still do the original damage. So I'm not sure if a critical hit in a multi-battle or double or triple battle would ignore spread conditions, but I'll probably have to look that up. So John's down to his last Pokemon. I'm still up to 3, and Throw is up to 3, and this Dusclops is going to be a real big pain. So the Dusclops is going to use Will-O-Wisp on the Jellicent, and the Porygon 2 is going to take out the, not take out, but it's going to use Toxic on the Dusclops. The Dusclops is on a timer, but it does have a recovery move, sort of, which is Pain Split. And Pain Split's going to be really useful if he can predict one of us to switch into a fresh new Pokemon while he's at low HP. And it's not a bad way of recovering. There's a reason people run it. So I get burnt as well because this Jellicent decides to Scald me, and I know that the Jellicent's going to Scald me again, so I decide to hit it. I did do a damage to the Porygon 2, and the Porygon 2 is going to recover right now, and on the next turn, Jellicent is also going to recover. So pretty much everything this Nidoking did in those last 2 turns were useless, but I kind of did force Porygon 2 to go for the recover and not any other move. But since I died, I would have rather had him go for any other move, but anyways, the Dusclops is going to set up the Trick Room again, and obviously the Jellicent's going to recover at this point. I'm gonna send out my Terrakion, I believe. Do I send out my... Yeah, I send out my Terrakion because I really want to get rid of that Porygon 2. If you let the Porygon 2 stay in for too long, it's gonna become 1v1. Not 1v1 isn't one Pokemon versus one Pokemon, but one trainer versus one trainer. And if you don't have the perfect, not even the perfect, if you don't have some sort of counter to Porygon 2, it's going to stall you out with Will-O-Wisp. So I go for the Protect to have everyone fight each other while because I'm not actually choiced, although a lot of Terrakions are choiced. I run Life Orb just so I'm not locked into one move, because that would suck in a free-for-all. You have 3 targets to aim for. One of them is going to be immune or not, or resist your choiced attack. So I go for the Protect, stalling a Poison and Burn. And now I'm actually going to go for the Close Combat, hoping that the Dusclops won't Will-O-Wisp me again. He does, and it hits me. And I was expecting my Close Combat to do nothing now. He's obviously trying to get rid of me now because I'm the biggest threat to that Porygon 2. So in my favor, John goes for Taunt on the Porygon 2 just because Throh was trolling in the battle. And I'm actually going to go for the Close Combat. It does a pretty good 65 to 70%, and that is a lot. I did not expect it to do that much because I know I'm Adamant Life Orb, so I do a lot more damage, especially with the stab. But if he didn't burn me, then this Porygon 2 would have been gone by now, and he could have Pain Split the next Pokemon Throh is going to send in. So I'm not, but I mean, what else is Dusclops supposed to do? He's supposed to just hit everyone. You're not really supposed to form an alliance in free-for-all. So here, Duncan predicts the Porygon 2 to switch out because the Porygon 2 is going to die this turn if it stays in. And I'm not sure if Throh predicted that as well, or if he's just sacking his Porygon 2, but he stays in. Duncan fails, and the Toxic is added up so much that the Toxic's going to be able to take out the Dusclops this turn. So that's going to put Duncan down to his last Pokemon, and I'm actually going to go for the Rock Slide just to do damage to both Pokemon in case they want to stay in. And I only realized then that I'm burnt, so it's not going to do anything. But with both of their status conditions, look at this. Everyone here is burnt or poisoned. It's weird. It's cool, actually. So the Toxic is going to take out the Dusclops, and the Burn is going to take out the Porygon 2. I think it took it out right to the edge, right to the brim. Like, if the Porygon 2 had like 2 more HP, it would have lived. But now the battle is starting to clear up more. Throh and Duncan still have their Mega Pokemon and their Electric types, and Electric types are always a threat. That Ampharos, I know for a fact, has Focus Blast. Well, I don't know for a fact, but it should have Focus Blast because it does miss a lot. It should be called Focus Miss, but when it does hit, it blasts, and it's annoying. So I'm already burnt, and the Manectric decides to intimidate me, so my attack gets cut in half, and then I get -1 attack. So now anything I do is going to do nothing. Whether if I attack this turn, I die this turn. If I attack next turn, I die next turn. So the burn doesn't really matter at this point when you're looking at it as doing damage to me. So I'm just going to Protect, make them attack each other, and the only Pokemon that's really hurt in this turn is the Jellicent. The Jellicent's going to be taken out, so that's one less Pokemon, or one less trainer to worry about. So you might think that it's sort of lopsided. There's 2 against 2v1 right now, but everyone's for themselves. So I think spread moves have less to spread to, so I'm going to go for Earthquake. It's going to take out the Manectric, and I guess Throh hits the Ampharos because he doesn't want to take me out, because if he takes both of my Pokemon out, they have to actually do another battle after this. I'd say 1v1, and it's not really a strict rule that you can't attack the opponent, but I guess he was just lazy. But then again, the Ampharos is a threat, and with his last Pokemon being Terrakion, he probably doesn't want to get paralyzed, so that could be one thing too. So I'm going to send in my last Pokemon, Porygon 2, and Throh's going to send in his last Pokemon, Terrakion. Obviously, Terrakion is a huge threat to me, and I don't even know what to do. A close combat will be able to take me out, and it should be able to take me out. I'm a specially defensive Porygon 2, but that doesn't mean I can't take a physical hit because I trained it in both its defenses. I don't think I trained it in HP. I'm not sure how smart that was, but they decide to attack each other as I go for the Discharge, predicting them to attack each other, and I'm trying to get this Terrakion paralyzed. And I do get the paralysis. I do get the Parahack, so 30% in my favor. I go for the Ice Beam. It's obviously not going to kill, but he did go for the Close Combat on that Ampharos. I think he went for the Close Combat, so that Ice Beam is going to do a lot more than I thought. And it's GG. No, it isn't. I lived the Close Combat, and his defense are lowered again. And the Parahacks really did matter because I'm going to be able to outspeed him and take him out with another Ice Beam. That was just the perfect battle. Live with 10 HP, be the last one standing, the only one standing. That was epic. I do have the live recording of that, but it isn't as entertaining because there's a lot of moment of silences, and the commentary is really irrelevant because it happened in a live stream, so we aren't really focusing on the battle too much. It's just going on, and it didn't seem worthy of uploading, so I just had to upload as a post-commentary battle. But I actually uploaded a live commentary version, not version, but a live commentary free-for-all battle a few days ago. So comparing that and this, I kind of want to know whether people would like a post-commentary version with all the editing or the live commentary version with all the funny reaction, because there are a few funny reactions in the live version of this, but but again, there's random silences and it's not even entertaining half the time. So if it's uploadable as a live commentary, I'll probably upload it, but I need to know what everyone else thinks, because if people rather like these post-commentary ones, then obviously I'm going to do them. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, and I will see you guys in the next one.